Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ English. We are talking about the state of Chhattisgarh. Yes, it is from Chhattisgarh that about 20 metric tons of fortified rice has now been exported to Papua New Guinea as well as earlier to Costa Rica. Definitely this shows how India is developing itself as an empowered nation when it comes to delivering high quality, high value added food products in the international markets. Not only are we trying to help other nations in terms of their nutritional requirements, but also it highlights India's growing capacity in the agri-food systems. It all started due to the initiative taken by APEDA, that is Agricultural and Processed Foods Products Export Development Authority. It is this body that has facilitated this 20 metric ton rice deal, that is from Chhattisgarh to Papua New Guinea. And this is fortified rice, value added rice. What exactly is rice fortification and what all are the achievements that have happened? Let's quickly talk about them. So first look at the APEDA. As I mentioned, it is a statutory body that comes under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. What is the responsibility? Well, the key responsibilities are promoting and developing export of agriculture and processed food products. Therefore, the main aim is to promote export-oriented production, to enhance quality, to improve quality standards and diversify India's agri-product base through various initiatives such as financial assistance, through quality regulation, as well as market linkages. So therefore, various activities done under the APEDA are packaging and marketing. That's one key area to improve the packaging branding, the position and the global market access for Indian products. Second, of course, is exporter registration. That's one of the key functions, in fact, to register exporters and also keep on surveying the standards for exports, the basic quality, and promotion of value addition. That's again a key area because the body also looks into fortification of food products, which means adding more nourishment to existing food products. Organic certification, as well as GI based exports. Now, the goods and the geographical goods integration tag was in the news. Also, we did speak about voice for the local, go vocal for the local. These initiatives are all to bring smallest districts in India to the world map now, to make sure that whatever product they are unique in manufacturing, whatever product is their forte, it should get highlighted, and the export capacity of all these districts within India should also increase, as well as for higher competitiveness for Indian products. And hence today, as we look at the 20 metric ton of rice, fortified rice that has gone from Chhattisgarh to Papua New Guinea, it has been basically monitored under this authority. It has been facilitated by the APEDA. And on that note, the export of fortified rice today also highlights how India is excelling when it comes to food fortification technology, commitment to nutritional security, as well as it is bringing a lot of fame, a lot of focus to Chhattisgarh as a key player, as a very important partner when it comes to fortified food products, which also means the state has even more potential. Because recently, not just Papua New Guinea, but Costa Rica was also targeted with a good amount of fortified food, all coming from Chhattisgarh, showing its agri-export potential. Today, it is also about encouragement that in Chhattisgarh, various farmers, millers and exporters are getting to have a better linkage across global market. And at the same time, it also means India's, in general, agro-export industry is also seeing a major boom. And on that note, what is food fortification? Rather, what do you mean by fortified rice? Now, this was also a very important discussion when the government had initiated the Poshan Abhiyan. Remember, the government was focusing that time on Jhunjhunu. That became the district from where the government had initiated the Poshan Abhiyan, the Eat Right mission, to address the problems of undernourishment, malnourishment, protein hunger. We often say how even today, as per one of the estimates by National Family Health Survey, It is about 57 point some percentage of women in India in the reproductive age group who experience acute anemia, iron deficiency. And it is not just women, there is a very, very high grade of stunting and wasting even among children under 5. All this translates into maternal mortality, infant and child mortality. With that in mind, the government today is giving a very high focus on food fortification. So what do we do when we fortify rice? So let's understand, under rice fortification, we blend rice. We blend rice flour with micronutrients such as iron, folic acid and vitamin B12, because folate deficiency is also associated with a high grade anemia among reproductive age women. So what we do is we take the rice flour and we add on these micronutrients to it, because ultimately it is the deficiency of micronutrients that leads to hidden hunger that we call as malnourishment. So these nutrients are then infused, they are put inside, absorbed into the rice kernels through a process called extrusion. So just remember the name, extrusion process. And then these are finally shaped to resemble natural grains of rice. You can't even make out which is fortified or which is not at the first look. Once that process is done, now the benefit is that by consuming this rice, people can actually add on to micronutrients that they do not receive from their daily diet to enhance the nutritional value of the same rice. Now, the whole big debate about whether we should go back to millets, whether we should continue with the current dietary standards that was propagated after the Green Revolution 1960s, when it is crops like rice and wheat who got more MSP from the government, who became the staple diets in India. But the problem is, owing to the high carbohydrate content, owing to a very high glycemic index, a lot of people, a lot of health experts today say that rather than consuming staples like rice or wheat, it's way better to move on to millet consumption back again. But then by fortifying rice with these small micronutrients, what we are making sure is that despite the rice consumption, which is very predominant, particularly in the Deccan and northeastern belts of India, we can still have the same diet. At the same time, we do get extra value addition in terms of nutrition profile from same food that we eat. And that's the beauty of fortification. It's a very, you can say, innovative and yet a very simple way to improve diet standards. And now looking at how this innovation is enabling solving the problem of malnourishment, that is hidden hunger, where you are getting adequate calories, but they are not nutrition based. They may be empty calories as well, especially in vulnerable populations. So when you talk of women, children, the elderly, or the EWS, the economically weaker segments, where protein hunger is also predominant, food fortification like adding rice with all these nutrients can make a big difference to a country like India. Let's remember. And on that note, because you know at StudyIQ, we always believe in cross-linking current events to remember them better. Recently, we had also discussed Atmanirbhar mission in pulses. That has also been initiated by the government, and the government has the aim of expanding the growth potential of various pulses in India. Because as of now, India is indeed the largest consumer and producer of pulses, but still about 20% of our requirement is based on import. And today the government is trying to work towards complete self-sufficiency, all to tackle hidden hunger, all to tackle protein hunger. So now when we look at fortification initiatives, it is the FSSAI which established the fortification standards for various staples in India back in 2016 and introduced the plus F logo. Whichever foods are fortified are now taking this label plus F, highlighting whether they are fortified with nutrients or not. So that's an initiative of FSSAI. And then you have fortified foods that are used across government programs. For example, the PDS. India has one of the largest public distribution systems where people are provided free or highly subsidized food, ration through fair distribution shops. At the same time, look at the government midday meal scheme. Now, a very good question I would like to ask you at this juncture. For those who are following the video, with which state in India did the midday meal scheme start? And in which year was the midday meal scheme renamed into another scheme. So what is that name and which year was that? Do let me know in the comment box. A great way of revising. So whether it's midday meal scheme, whether it's also about distributing food in Anganwadi centers. Food fortification is a great way of adding nourishment to vulnerable populations. At the same time, the government also says there is a difference between compulsory and voluntary fortification. For some crops, it is mandatory to have them fortified. For example, double fortified salt. Now that's mandatory. Long back, we also know that commercial salt was added with iodine in order to address the problem of goiter. Similarly, this was a mandatory step. At the same time, some are voluntary as well, because today the government is thinking of, for example, adding vitamin D fortification to milk, to cooking oil. All these are basic consumer items, and yet it could just go a long way in ensuring a better nutrition profile for Indian population. And now looking at Kuposhan Mukt Bharat. Now Kuposhan is malnourishment, malnutrition, hidden hunger as we call it. Now this is also a vision of India which was implemented initially under the Poshan Abhiyan, the National Nutrition Mission, the Eat Right Mission. The Food Corporation of India is also the body responsible for distributing fortified rice among people through PDS, Public Distribution System, under Kuposhan Mukt Bharat, all to combat the problem of hidden hunger. Now let's understand, although in 1960s and 70s, owing to the Great Green Revolution, we had been able to conquer the problem of hunger, undernutrition. But perhaps today we are still battling with another problem, and that is the hidden hunger, the malnutrition. Now it could not just be that people are having acute deficiencies of various nutrients. It's also true that this is related to many non-communicable diseases as well. Diseases related to cardiovascular, lifestyle-related disorders. So therefore, right fortification along with right awareness can go a long run in ensuring much better nourished India. And now quickly a question for you to practice. Consider the following statements regarding India's fortified rice export initiative. We just talked about it. 1. Fortified rice is added on, enriched with micronutrients like folic acid, with vitamin B12, iron, through an extrusion process blended with regular rice. Second, India recently exported about 20 metric tons of fortified rice from Chhattisgarh to Papua New Guinea, and it was all coordinated by the organization APEDA. And 3, this initiative makes Chhattisgarh as a significant player when it comes to global rice exports and promotes nutrition-based agriculture trade. It's an easy question, try to answer. Some of you were also commenting that, can we just discuss the right answer? Of course we can. But then if all of you believe that we should, let me know. Probably we can tag these questions and then have a separate discussion round for them, or discuss them in the next day videos. That will be a better way to at least enable and encourage more students to solve the practice questions. Okay, and the answer is here for self-verification. And now before I take your leave, a lot of students were feeling that they missed out on the 2026 sale. And that's where we decided to bring back this opportunity again. So here there is a quick revision batch, crash course batch, that is now beginning on 10th November. So please mark your calendar. 10th November is when we are initiating the crash course, with very few months remaining for the Prelims 2026. Now this could be a make or break deal for you. For those who still are a little nervous and unsure about the preparation, do not waste time. Please enroll for a crash course that comes your way at a price of either 5,999 if you take the gold plan, or if you take the platinum plan, this is 7,999 only. Now this throwaway price, this very humble price is offering you all GS courses. All GS courses, as I promised, CSAT, answer writing, essay writing. So with just few months, we are preparing you completely, holistically for the prelims, as well as tremendous guidance for the upcoming mains. It could be a one of its own kind opportunity with very few days to left now for the exam, for the batch beginning. Now do not miss. Why? Because this could mean a great success opportunity. So allow mentors, teachers, and the right platform to guide you. That's a much better way of preparing. A very consolidated and systematic preparation is what you need, and here's the opportunity. And if you are interested, anybody who you know is preparing and still struggling with such big topics, then please discuss the code SPLIVE with them. You also remember the code SPLIVE, SP Live. With this, you can enroll for this massive sale 2026 crash course. It's all about succeeding in the prelims, giving yourself the opportunity to write the mains, for which we are here to guide you. And the batch is beginning 10th November. Similarly, for those who are writing the exam in 2027, make a fresh beginning, but make a systematic beginning. Sometimes self-study and only self-study, but in the wrong direction, could mean all the effort getting wasted. And here's where professional coaching, professional mentorship helps you, because that tells you which direction to channelize your efforts into. And that's why we are here for you. For 2027 batch, again, we have a sale that's available for a price of as low as $29.99, and you are getting plus 1 year of mentorship and teaching and guidance, counseling, hands holding, all GS subjects covered, one optional of your choice, heavily discounted. We teach you how to write answers, how to plan your preparation timetable, essay writing, group discussion, current affairs news. Everything that it needs to nail the UPSC exam is coming in the form of this capsule here, 2027 target year. So do not miss the chance, because the batch is beginning 18th November. Quickly just enroll yourself and make sure you turn out very successful in the 2027 UPSC. After all, that's our dream as well. And you can use code SPLIVE for the same. Whether you are writing the exam in Hindi, whether you are writing the paper in English, or whether you like the bilingual mode, everything is here. All three mediums are available as separate batches. For working professionals, early morning, evening, weekend batches are also provided. It's just a click away, so do not miss the chance. Use code SPLIVE, and here's the easy prize, which promises you this whole plan. And for 2028 also, well begun is half done. So why not explore the course which provides you once again everything, all in one UPSC preparation capsule, coming your way only at $34,999, more than 1 year of guidance. Use code SPLIVE and avail for these sale offers and give your preparation a professional touch today. Thank you.